Morning Soaks, episode 3. Good morning, everybody. Happy wife, happy life is probably the worst relationship advice of our generation. Good morning, everybody. It's Morning Soaks, episode 3. Minus 23 degrees in Canada right now. So this may just be a very quick one. Let's see. Though it is quite nice in here, but my hand is recording, so holding the phone, so it may be get a little bit cold quickly. I got my coffee here with the note that my wife left me with when she dropped off the coffee in my bed this morning, which is amazing. Happy wife, happy life. I was sitting down with my wife at the restaurant the other day, and a client came by, and we were talking about I don't know, cruising or something, about how much we love to go on vacation together. And the customer said, actually, oh, okay, happy wife, happy life. And right away I said, no, hell no. This is not how a relationship works, because happy wife, happy life is it's not only bad advice, it's lazy advice. And as you know, I've been talking in this is my third week doing this live cast, and the first week we talked about business and how you are not too late in your 40s to start a new business venture. Then last week I talked about health, and which I'm doing much better, by the way, I think. So the third, these are what I call, or what I think they are, the three pillars of success in any life: business, uh, business savvy, and the it's not about knowing about business. It's about having the will to go do whatever it takes to make your business, grow your business, and make it successful. Number two, health. I mean, we don't think about health when we're in our 20s, but in our 40s, it really starts. Life starts telling you that you need to focus on this. I need to soak my hand right now. It's getting way too cold. So, and then the third pillar of any life is your partner, your home, like having a peaceful home to go back to every night and enjoy the company of your partner, and being able to plan together, grow together, and talk about the things that make you happy and the things that don't make you happy, and what the priorities are for you and what the priorities are for that person. And again, it doesn't matter what kind of partner you have, or if your partner is male or female or whatever. It doesn't matter what you have, because in a relationship in today's world is not about one person making the other person happy. It's about two people that are adults, that are responsible adults, coming together to work together towards your common goals. Um, it's when you put all the weight of a relationship in one person, is very unfair, because that person is going to feel that they're responsible for your happiness, but nobody's responsible for your happiness other than yourself. And this may be controversial, but hear me out, because it's a very important topic, and one that I struggle with my whole life. I've been in relationships where some have been good, some have been bad, but for a reason I'm not in them anymore. But I've been after my relationships, I got to a point where I was very scarred, and I told myself, and you've told this to yourself before, I'm never getting in a relationship again. But I mean, you will say that if you've been through a bad relationship, but it's not real. Like, we don't want to be alone forever. I mean, maybe you do, and if you do, that's fine. But as humans, we crave that human connection. That's why we have friends, and we go out to parties, and we go out to the bars, and we go out to restaurants, and there's nothing wrong with that. The human connection is absolutely one of the most beautiful things about being a human, about being alive. And so we crave that. But the problem is that when you start getting scarred about all the different situations in your past, then you're not building your future. So if somebody cheated on you in the past, if somebody treated you really bad in the past, or anything like that, that's in the past. Remember that we don't have anything guaranteed in life for sure. The only thing that we have guaranteed in life is this moment, and this moment is gone. And now this moment is gone. That's how fast life goes. And you gotta be moving forward, not looking backwards. So when you say, I was scarred in the past and I'm never gonna date again, I'm never gonna, that's just, you going through your heart is broken, whatever. Go through it. But then in my life, so when I was scarred and I said, I'm never getting in a relationship again, and I was like randomly dating here and there with no real point or purpose, or even like the I didn't even want to commit. It was just me socializing and getting to be on a social level with other females. But and then after basically like serial dating, I realized that nothing was making me happy. Nothing. I was still, like I was very scarred, and I was still very sour against my situations in the past and all that. And then one day, around funny enough, it was around the time that I turned 40. I turned 40 in 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021. And around that time, that's when something in my life clicked. Maybe it happened in 2020. Maybe it just started the year before with the pandemic, and we all had to isolate. And I said, like, you know what, like, we can't go see anybody anyway, so I'm gonna work on myself. And I started working on myself. I started talking to a therapist, like a social worker, and I started talking about all the things that happened to me in the past and all the stuff that was holding me down. And it helped so much because I was able to really, really, do a real look inside of my brain and myself, and say, okay, these are the things that are causing me pain in my life, and I need to work these out, and I need to move forward because I don't want to have all that resentment in my body, in my brain, in my love, in my heart for the next person that is coming. Like, I want my next partner to be it. Getting into a relationship, going out, even if you go out for 4 months and you break up, it's a terrible thing. It's not fun. Like, breaking up is not a fun time. And if you're going through it every few months, it weighs on you. It weighs on your emotional well-being, right? So I spent. Oh, this coffee is delicious. So I spent a few years of my life doing that, and recovering, and knowing that because somebody treated me bad, it doesn't mean that everybody's going to treat me bad. And whatever happened to me in the past was a thing of the past. And that's when my life in the relationship world truly changed, because I started visualizing the person that I wanted for my life. And it had to be somebody that wanted to be in a fully committed relationship, that was not, messing around, and that wanted a future, and build a future, and to do things together, and have fun together. So in all my visualizations, I know I kind of like, I drew my wife to me. And when I met my wife, it was the randomest thing possible. Like, I went to work at for a business in Delaware. It's owned by a lovely couple, Brian and Janie from BJ's Country Market in Delaware. And my wife Sheena was working there, and we met, and I think we knew each other for like a year, before we started dating. But it was just one of those situations that I'm like, I'm here in Delaware. What am I doing here? Like, this is a small town in Ontario. I was, like, not sure what I was doing, but now it's all very clear. And now, so after I met my wife, I've been in a lot of relationships in the past where I've always been like a big giver. I'm a guy that gives. I love to give to other people. I love to share what I have, and what I do, and what I love. So in relationships, it was the same. I was always giving. Don't worry, I'll do the cooking. Yeah, okay, I'll do the dishes. I'll clean the whole kitchen. I'll do this. I'll do that. And then when I wanted things, when I craved things done for me, they were not coming. Things weren't happening. And that's, it is the way it is. Some people are givers, some people are not. But until I found myself a partner, a woman that it's as giving or more as I am. And then I started dating my wife, and I started realizing that, whoa, what, you want to make me breakfast? How's that? You want to, I love, for example, cold water with ice, and that, to me, that's a demonstration of love. If you put a glass of water and throw ice cubes in there and let it sit, that's what I call the perfect glass of water. And to me, like, I'm always thirsty. I drink a lot of water, so that, to me, it's a demonstration of love. And then she started doing that, and then she started, bringing me coffee to bed, and so many other things, like that she does for me, that I was appalled. I didn't know what to do, and at one point I was kind of like battling this, and at one point I was like, wait a minute, like, this is what you wanted, this woman. Not battling like in a in a conflicted way, but I was just like, no, no, it's okay, I'll do it. I can get myself my own water, because that's what I've been doing for myself my whole life. But at one point I was like, you know what, like, you deserve this, man. Like, you got a woman that is treating you like a freaking king. Let it be, let it be, let it happen. And then that's when I relax. And since then, like, and this was from the very beginning, very start of my relationship with Shayna. And honestly, like, I didn't know that life until now. And then what that has taught me is that, because I was able to put so much work into, fighting my demons from my past, I was able to show up to my new relationship with no, like, a blank slate. I was completely healed. I had no resentments. Still a little bit of ghosts. They are hard to eliminate them, but they were just in the back of my brain. They did not really hurt me in my, in my daily life with my wife. But then what I discovered after letting this happen is that in a relationship is not a 50-50 affair. It's not. Like, it doesn't work if you're a mathematician, but it's not 50-50. Every person in a relationship needs to put their 100%. And this is how it works, because none of us are ever 100%. And what it is that if your partner is feeling down for one day, and she or he is at 50%, then you come in and you cover those 50%, because maybe you're at 100%. So they borrow a little bit of what you got, right? If you are down one day, then is he or she comes and covers for you. Last Sunday, I was sick for the entire day. I've been dealing with this cold, and my wife just said, "You know what? Stay in bed. That's it. Stay in bed. Don't do anything." And then I was able to recover, and to me, that was fantastic. It's a demonstration of love, which my wife does all the time for me. But that's how it is. First of all, if you are not happy with your life or with your past, because most of the time it's not that we're not happy with our current life. We're not happy with the life that we have in the past, in the rear view mirror. And for some reason, we can't cut that out, or we don't cut it out. And remember, your past is always going to be there, but you don't have to relive it in your head every day. New things are coming. If you build something new in the future, that is going to happen for you, because you're moving into a new direction. You're manifesting new things. You have new dreams. So when you're if you're in a point where you're, like, single, or you could be in a relationship but you're not happy, the first thing that you got to do is work in yourself, and sit down and say, what are the things that what are the ghosts in my past that I'm really having a hard time with, and then work on that. Because the moment you start healing yourself, you start looking at things differently from a let's go forward standpoint, right? And you start, okay, I'm gonna commit to this now, and I'm gonna do, and you start accepting your partner for a different for what they're bringing to you, right? Like, you start opening yourself for what they're bringing to you in your current, like, in the present, in the now, and not for the worries of or the scares that you've had in the past, what you're afraid of reliving from the past. That's the first thing that you got to do. Work on yourself. Make sure, if you got to go to a therapist, it's like, therapy should be part of, like, your basic home needs, like food, Shelter, therapy. If you need therapy, go. Sometimes it's talking about somebody like a mentor or somebody that you really trust and that they can help you move in the right direction. It doesn't have to be a professional. However, I do strongly recommend the services of a professional because that's what they do, right? So then after you've worked with your things, which is it's not a 2 or 3 month things. It takes you years. It could take you depending on how bad your situation was or whatever. But it could take you a long time. So start working on it and start making small progresses towards becoming who you want to become and becoming the person that you want your wife or husband or partner to be proud of who you are, right? Or and who you want them to see you as. And once you're in that position, then remember, you must always show up for your relationship. Instead of being happy wife, happy life, one strong partner, two strong partners, that's an unstoppable relationship for life. If you are all both showing up for each other every day and working hard and covering each other when you need it and being just absolutely the best that you can be every day, that's when things are going to start changing for you. So next time somebody tells you, "Oh, happy wife, happy life," tell them, "Fuck that." That's not the way a relationship works. And when you start treating your relationship and your partner as equals, when you're not scared to talk to them anymore, when you feel that your opinion is safe to share in an environment where it's safe, where you can be yourself and you can just contribute to the relationship in the best way, that's when you've made it. Let me tell you, in my relationship with my wife, I always say this: we haven't had a fight in 4.5 years that we've been together. No fights. We haven't had a single fight. However, we've had disagreements. But the difference is that when we don't agree, we love each other and we respect each other so much that we've never raised our voices to each other. We've never like walked out of the room because we're mad. And there's been situations where she doesn't agree with what I'm doing and I don't agree with what she's doing, and we say it to each other, but we say it in a respectful but honest way and true way. No sugarcoating. You should be able to tell your partner, "Listen, I don't think that what you did is right. It I see it. This is my point of view." And if they love you and respect you, they'll be able to say, "Okay, I understand what you mean, but this is where I come from." And in the end, you're not looking for a win on one side or a win on this side. You're looking for a win with your partner. There's always a win for you, a win for her, and no, I'm kidding. There's always a win for you, a win for her, and the one in the middle, that's when you both win. And no, it's not flipping the bird. This is a winning. This is a W. This is when both of you win and your relationship wins and your house wins and your kids wins and everybody wins. And that's what you're looking for. A win-win situation. If you're in a relationship where you're afraid just to speak your mind, then your relationship is broken and you have to work on it. Not you, maybe it's your partner that has to work on it. Maybe no, you're in a volatile environment. That's not healthy, and you need to speak up, because if you don't speak up, things are not going to change. And if you speak up and that person doesn't want to change for you, you don't need to live in that situation. It's your responsibility to get out of that situation if the needle is not moving towards the healthy mark, okay? Because living in a bad relationship is the wrong decision, my friends, and some relationships are just not meant to be. Let me tell you. Now, this doesn't mean that you got into a relationship 2 months ago and you're already, out. Like, you got to work for relationships. You got to build them. They're not free. You need to put a lot of effort into it, a lot of money into it. Maybe not literal money, but a lot of of your time and effort. And the more you put into it, if you're putting a lot of effort into it and it's the needle's not moving, look at your partner. Is that the partner that you want to be with? Is that partner respecting you and giving you their very best as you're giving to them. If their answer is no, you need to have a hard conversation with yourself and start moving the needle also for you, because our life is very short in this world. I believe so. It goes very fast. And if you're not living every day to the fullest towards your happiness, you're wasting time. Because the last thing that you want in life is to get to when you're 70 years old or 70 years old, and you can't look back anymore. That's it, right? That's it. You can't. I mean, though a lot of people have started businesses at 70. Okay, yes, cool. But you don't want to get to 70s and look back and say, I suffered for 50 years in a marriage that wasn't working, or I suffered through 20 years in a relationship that I didn't want, and then you can't do anything because time is the only thing that we cannot get back. Okay, my friends, have a happy life with a happy wife and a happy husband and a happy partner, and everybody happy. Work towards your goals. Work in yourself first, because if you don't work for yourself, in yourself first, that doesn't work, my friends. You got to build strong bases, strong foundations before you build the house. And the first foundation is you and your partner from inside, getting rid of all the negativity and all the hurt from the past, and then build the relationship that you want. Have a great day, my friends. Happy Thursday. I'm going to show up today to help my buddy Kyle win number one barbecue spot in London. So if you are, in Canada. So if you're available today, join us after 5:30 p.m. And if you have any comments about this, let me know down here in the comments. I love having conversations with you. I love the comments that I'm receiving from people that feel something when they watch my episodes, and that feels my heart with love, because that's the reason why I'm doing this. And I love doing this so much that I forgot that it was minus 23. So cheers, people. I love you. Have a great day. Let me know what you feel in the comments. Let me know how you're dealing with your past problems and troubles, and getting the ghosts out of your head. And have a great day at work. Take care.